What up, y'all? You gotta stick to the what up, y'all. Brian, Josh, Sports Junkies. So we went through the first couple of segments that we did, and we talked NBA, which we hadn't been able to get to for a while, which is good that we got to that. So we don't really, some of our listeners are like, hey, how come you don't talk NBA? Well, we did. And then we got, I think, to the most disappointing part of the show. For you. For me, it was disappointing. Now, I get to do my fun part of the show. And I have, as you can see, I am flipping a piece of paper in front of me. I have 3 weeks. Yes, you heard it right. Right here. 3 weeks worth of races to catch up on. Okay? And I will have the next 3 races for you, which includes today's race. And I have up to the date point standings for the top 10 through Phoenix. Okay? Because that's where we finished at, was at Phoenix. So, I'm going to take you back to the second race of the season when we were at Atlanta. Okay, now if you remember correctly, we had Tyler Reddick win at Daytona. You remember me telling you about that. Okay. So we go to Atlanta. Tyler Reddick ends up being on the pole for the race. Okay. Well, he ends up winning the race. I get 2 straight now. Okay. So etch that in your mind. That has happened quite a bit. Somebody's won back-to-back races, so that's not really nothing too serious. So the race, Atlanta, he won at Atlanta. Obviously, wasn't real too dramatic. He won it, Top 5 was obviously Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Carson Hocevar, and Daniel Suarez, who doesn't really get talked about a lot, but he's in a new car this year. He's not driving the 99 car this year. He's driving the number 7 car this year. Had a really good run. So some stats to go about with this is the race went into 2 overtimes. And what I mean by 2 overtimes is when you hit the full number of laps and let's say a caution happens or something along those lines, it now requires extra laps to run the race. Well, it ended up going to 2 overtimes, not just 1. The fact that this race went to 2 overtimes is no surprise. It's Atlanta. It's no surprise. Okay, every year it always goes to a overtime or something close to it. Okay? This is where you get some of the eye-popping statistics out. 28 of the 38 guys that ran in this race were in an accident of some kind.
Wow.
Whether it was minor damage to knocking them out of the race, which is typical for Atlanta. But this is a lot of people. So you had 10 healthy cars in this race that did not receive a single scratch.
It almost sounds like something that would happen at Talladega.
Exactly.
The big one.
Tyler Reddick finishes with 53 laps led. That was not the most laps led either.
Right.
I did not write that down. The race finished with, listen to this, 57 lead changes, 10 cautions, dude. Yeah. Typical. This is typical. Atlanta every year
that was what the overtime at Green White check finished.
Twice. Okay. So this is an every year thing in Atlanta. This race is so chaotic every year. This race doesn't change. Okay. This race is chaotic every single year. The overtimes, the 10 cautions, nothing new there. The 57 lead changes, it's just like Daytona.
Yep.
Okay, all it is Daytona, but smaller. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, now, some of the other guys, that I'm going to do this in the races. I'm going to add some of the big names here, and it won't be the same names every week. It'll be different names. Now, I will put Rick Hendrick, the Hendrick cars on here a lot because I'm a Hendrick Motorsports fan. So, for the Atlanta race, Brian Blaney, who I will hint at you wins a future race, but I'm not going to tell you when. And it gets himself a nice top 10. Okay? Elliott was 11th. Denny Hamlin was 13th. Logano had a good start to his race, but finished 18th overall. William Byron had a good start to his race. He was top 5 and then got in an accident and finished 28th.
Ouch.
Now, he didn't get into an accident that knocked him out of the race, but it was enough that it knocked him, basically ended his day. This is where I start crying because Kyle Larson finished 32nd. He got into an accident that knocked him out of the race.
Wait, let me give me some tissues.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, okay. So the next guy I'm about to tell you had a lot of success with Joe Gibbs Racing.
He did.
Okay. But has not been good since he's went to Richard Childress.
Isn't his nickname the Brat?
Kyle Busch? Yes. Now he's not no more. He's changed a lot since, he's settled down, had a family and everything. He's not the same Kyle Busch he was 10 years ago.
Oh, gosh.
He finished 34th. He's actually a better person.
I couldn't stand the Kyle Busch 10 years ago.
He finished 34th and got in an accident himself. And he's really struggled mightily since he's went to Richard Childress. Mightily. I was expecting him to sign another contract, maybe stay with Joe Gibbs, but he wanted to move on. He said he wanted to go to a fresh start, which I understand. That happens. It's a business. But I just feel like he has mightily struggled since he went to Richard Childress. He was so used to driving a Toyota, then now he's driving a Chevy, and I don't think he's getting... Because driving 2 different models is different. It's not the same. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's just going around. Yeah, that you do go round and round. But when you're driving 2 different manufacturers, it is different.
It is different. They feel different.
They feel different. So we have a so this one goes a little bit quicker. Back-to-back winner, Tyler Reddick takes his back-to-back wins to our next race, which I've never been a big road course fan, but I do like Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Okay, beautiful weekend down there in Austin, Texas. 83 degrees, beautiful time, beautiful race that weekend. It always seems to be nice for COTA, always does. So the headlines: Tyler Reddick, could he win 3 straight, which has never been done to open a season? It's never been done. Could that happen? What kind of drama are we going to have? Will we have maybe some past winners try to win it? A Christopher Bell, a Shane Van Gisbergen, maybe a Chase Elliott, maybe a Kyle Larson, who are good at road courses. We got the 3 straight. That's Tyler Reddick. Flat dominated at COTA. All right, flat dominated at COTA. Yeah, he did fall back to 8th, but great pit stops and everything put him back in, and he ended up winning the race. But I have the nice top 5 for this one, and a few of them that are in the top 5. You will not be surprised by. Obviously, Tyler Reddick wins his 3rd straight. Shane Van Gisbergen, I just mentioned him. He was the closest guy to make a run on Tyler Reddick to win the race. Well, he wore his tires out too fast and ended up finishing 2nd though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Christopher Bell, 2025 winner, coming 3rd. After he got off to a sluggish start. Ty Gibbs. Now you're wondering, Gibbs. Yes, that is Joe Gibbs' grandson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He finished 4th in that race.
That's pretty good.
And number 5, a lot of people don't really know him. He is a Daytona 500 winner from 2024. Yes. Michael McDowell ended up finishing 5th, which I will get to the point standings here in a little bit because he is actually in up high in the point standings. So some other names that I had, I was happy to see Kyle Larson make an improvement. He finished 6th. I was very impressed with that. Chase Elliott finished right behind him at 7th, which I was like, okay, after Atlanta, you guys improved, had a much better race.
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney, another top 10. He finished 8th. Okay. He's actually done well this year. I think other than Daytona, he's at top 10. Okay. 10 was Denny Hamlin. An improved race for William Byron. He finished 13th. But improved race.
Yeah.
And if Joey Logano, another top 15. He got top 15 at 15. Some of the key stats that I wanted to kind of go over with this race is COTA is not known for mad lead changes. Okay. They only had 14 lead changes. It's really not that much. And usually the lead changes are by people just staying out or, pit stops or just choosing not to go with the pit cycle or on their own pit cycle. Accidents, you name it. Which, COTA, there's never a lot of accidents. 3 cautions for 10 laps. That's it. That's all they had for a typical road course.
That's not bad.
Margin of victory is 3.944 seconds. Was a lot closer than that 5 laps ago. Okay, within 5 laps, Shane Van Gisbergen was actually within 0.2 of a second. But then, like I said, he wore his tires down too much trying to catch him, and that was your margin of victory. Fastest lap. Now, this is actually really impressive. I wrote this down for a reason because the fastest lap, believe it or not, was 1 minute and 39.7 seconds. That is fast for a road course. And I believe that was Tyler Reddick made that lap. That one I accidentally did not write down. But when you can run below 1 minute and 40 at Circuit of Americas, that's fast. Okay. So the next 3 races, which this is when I wrote this down, we were supposed to do it that weekend. So we've already done Phoenix, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and say them anyways. We had the Straight Talk Wireless 500 at Phoenix for 312 laps. We've done that race, okay? The next one is technically today. The Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube at Las Vegas at 4 o'clock on FS1. Might be Fox, but I think it's FS1 for 267 laps. And then one of my favorite races of the year, it's not my top race. Memorial Day weekend's Coke 600 is my favorite, other than Daytona. The Goodyear 400 at Darlington. That is Darlington Throwback Weekend. 293 laps. Now, what I mean by that is Darlington Throwback Weekend is where a chunk of the drivers that weekend do throwback paint schemes on their cars. So you might see Kyle Larson driving the old number 5 Kellogg's car. You might see the old Tide car that you used to see back in the day. GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet that old Dale Earnhardt used to run. Usually,
that'll be probably
Austin Dillon runs that one.
This is
Austin
Dillon. Grandson, right? Great grandson.
Who's Austin Dillon?
Yeah, I know he's related to the Earnhardts. That's
that part I don't know. I don't know that information.
I can't remember offhand. I know he is related to the Earnhardts though, and that's why he was given that car.
So, Darlington Throwback Weekend's a lot of fun because I love seeing the throwback paint schemes. Because usually what'll happen is Kyle Larson will usually run the old 5 Kellogg's car from when he back in the old.
You saying that.
Okay. William Byron will run Jeff Gordon's old paint scheme. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
who's going to run Jimmy Johnson's?
Nobody runs Jimmy Johnson's anymore because Lowe's is not one of their. Lowe's isn't one of their things anymore.
Sucks for you, Lowe's.
There's obviously Elliott Larson and Byron, they all run throwback paint schemes every year. I think the only one that doesn't is Alex Bowman. It's a lot of fun because then you get to see like Joey Logano run a throwback paint scheme. Like throwback weekend's a lot of fun. And I think that this is the only time they come to Darlington now is during the spring, and it's just a throwback race now.
See, I'll interject here just a little bit. I'll never forget when my favorite driver, who's now in the Fox booth, Kevin Harvick, the year he retired, one race, he did a throwback to his 29 BF Goodrich.
Yes. It was his last season.
Yeah.
He did it in his last season.
Yeah. He did his retirement season is what he did.
He did.
I think it was one race, though, but either way.
At Darlington. Yep.
Yeah. He was the one that he was the driver that immediately succeeded Earnhardt after he passed away.
The 29 GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet. Yep. He ran that at Darlington Throwback Weekend.
That was a great throwback.
Yep. Great throwback. That was actually a beauty paint scheme on his car that weekend, too. So that was the Circuit of the Americas. Now we will get you caught up to last weekend. Okay. I watched this, and then I didn't watch the final stage other than the last about 20 laps. But I would have watched a chunk of it. I watched what mattered. So the headlines. Do we get a new winner? After 3 races, we are now in the 4th race of the season, which means we're technically, if you want to get technical, we're in the first month of the season. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we get a new winner? Like as a tie. Tyler Reddick in the pre-race show said, Chris Myers asked him, "You going to win your 4th race in a row?" Tyler Reddick even openly admitted it and said he didn't know because he didn't. He said his car wasn't as good as it was for the first 3 races.
He was humble.
He qualified 8th.
Yeah, he was humble about it.
So he qualified 8th, which really wasn't bad. Okay,
It's not, especially for Phoenix.
But woo! We finally got a new winner. Okay? And that new winner was a guy who just had 2 straight top 10s. Ryan Blaney. I was very impressed with Ryan Blaney. He had a very, very, very fast Ford Menards car that weekend. Very fast. I mean, he was fast all day. Fast all day. Like, he was one of those, he could go back to 30th and be back in the lead before you even knew it. And I'm just over-exaggerating that.
Yeah.
So the top 5 from Phoenix was Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Ty Gibbs again, and Denny Hamlin finally got top 5. So I want to break this top 5 down. Denny Hamlin was in the top 15 all day, kind of hovering.
Yeah.
Some luck, some accidents got him into the top 5, and he knew it. He didn't have the best car, and he knew it. Ty Gibbs, man, he just found a way to sneak into the top 5. No accidents, ran a clean race, no mistakes. That's what happens. If you get a top 5, it's because you're not making mistakes. Okay, that's it.
Which is a good thing.
Right. That number 3 car, I was so happy that Kyle Larson got a top 5. And Kyle Larson was always dominant at Phoenix, always. But he really did not have a good car at Phoenix this past weekend. Did not have a good car at all. But he had a good late run and got 3rd. He had the lead, but lost it.
Yeah.
Because he just didn't have a good enough car. So some other notes. This is where I get interested. I didn't write Bubba Wallace's name down, but Bubba Wallace has actually made at least a top 15 in all 4 races this year. Bubba Wallace for 23IX Racing, which is the same thing that him and Tyler Reddick are teammates with Riley Hurst. They all run in 23IX Racing. Michael Jordan.
It was owned by Michael Jordan.
Right. Everybody knows that. Bubba Wallace has had a top, I think, 10 or 15, 3 out of the 4 races this year. He had a good finish at Daytona. I think he had an okay finish at Atlanta. He had a top 10 here, and I think at Darlington he had not Darlington, at Coda, he had an okay run. But he hasn't had that bad run. He's been at least in the top 20.
Yeah.
That's good. Bubba Wallace finished 6th at Phoenix. Okay? Quietly. Byron ended up having a good run. He had to finish in 7th. The guy that won the first 3 races finished where he started, 8th. Now this is where my heart gets ripped out. Because Chase Elliott goes from having a 7th place to a 23rd place finish.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, I was hurt. This is where I got really confused because Joey Logano was in the top 5 all day. Okay.
Wow.
He did not finish because of an accident. I don't know what happened to him. But he ended up finishing 31st. I don't know what happened to him.
There had to be a bad pit stop
right
somewhere or something.
And then Chase Briscoe finished 37th, which is dead last due to an accident.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I did see Chase Briscoe's accident. Front passenger side tire let go, and he smashed right into the wall. Oh. And that was it. His race was done. He knew it. So the total race time, as you can see, I'm getting better at writing things down as I do this. Total race time was 3 hours and 32 minutes and 12 seconds. That's pretty average Phoenix race. A lot of lead changes for Phoenix this time. We had 23 lead changes.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, this is not uncommon. We had 12 cautions for 86 laps. Not uncommon at Phoenix at all by any stretch. Margin of victory was only 0.3 of a second. 0.399 seconds. That's it.
Wow.
Driver who led the most laps, who finished second, Christopher Bell. Okay. Yeah. Blaney only led, I believe, 27 laps, I think, or something along those lines. But what do I always say about this? The one that you lead the most is the most important, and that is the last one. You can lead 311 of those laps If you don't lead the last one, it does not matter. No exceptions. Okay? So the next 3 races, now we're up to date. So I kind of told you in the last one, now we're up to date. So today, the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube at Vegas, 4 o'clock on FS1. I believe all these races are either on Fox or FS1 for the time being. They switch over to Prime Video Memorial Day weekend for the Coke 600, which I cannot wait for the Coke 600.
I got that Prime Video for you, buddy.
We go to Goodyear 400 at Darlington next weekend. Obviously, Throwback Weekend. We just talked about Throwback Weekend.
Yep.
And then the race after that, this is one of my races I never liked playing on in the video games, and is the Cookout 400 at Martinsville. Very short half-mile track, and I'm talking a tight half-mile track at Martinsville.
Still better than Bristol, though.
See, I love Bristol. Oh,
really?
I love Bristol.
Bristol's shorter than that.
But I like getting it. What we see in the video games, I like causing accidents. It's fun.
That's what he likes.
It's fun.
He likes channeling his inner Dale Earnhardt.
And channeling the Intimidator, baby. So, I figured we'd do something a little fun. And as I do this, this is going to be per every 4 races. I'm not going to do this every single time, because that's just a lot to keep up with. So, every 4 races. So, I did the current NASCAR standings after Phoenix. And then we'll do Vegas. We'll do, Vegas, Darlington, Martinsville. And then after that 4th race, which I don't remember what that is on the schedule, I'll do another updated point standing. So every 4 races, I'll do an updated point standing. So after...
That's not a bad idea.
After Phoenix, obviously, you know who's in the lead. Tyler Reddick. He's won 3 races. 225 points. Quite a bit of points already through. And mind you, 225 points, that's stage wins,
yep.
Stage points, wins,
etc. Don't they still get points for leading the most laps, too?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, Ryan Blaney moves up the most. Okay. Yep. He's now got to win 165 points. Still way behind Tyler Reddick.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Bubba Wallace is now in 3rd place in the point standings. Yes. Yeah. So he's got 153 points. He's had 3 top 10s this year. Top 10s mean a lot.
That'll do it.
You could go a season without winning a race. If you get tons of top 10s, you will be in top 10 in the point standings. Forrest Chase Elliott, despite that 23rd place finish at Phoenix, he's still 5th in the standings because he had a good finish at Daytona. Mm-hmm. 5th is Shane Van Gisbergen, who has had some pretty good finishes, 6th is Christopher Bell at 113 points. Now, I'm going to tell you the 7th place guy, he's got the same amount of points as Joey Logano, but he's technically considered 7th in the points due to stage wins. Christopher Bell has 1 more stage win. Joey Logano doesn't. I think he's only got 1 or 2 stage wins. I think Christopher Bell's got 3. But they have the same amount of points due to finishes.
Yeah.
Michael McDowell's 8th in points. Yeah, 111. Chris Buescher's 9th in points, which I did not know this until I looked it up. Obviously, everybody from 3rd down doesn't have a win because we're only through 4 races.
Yep.
And Kyle Larson, somehow, some miracle, is in 10th in the point standings at 109. So he's not that far. And that was a bad Atlanta race that he had. Yeah. And he had a so-so Daytona 500. Okay. So again, Vegas today, 4 o'clock. And I don't remember who won at Vegas last year. Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head who won at Vegas last year. I know last year, if you get that information before I do, Josh, let me know and I will. But if I remember correctly, I want to say it was like a Christopher Bell or somebody like that.
Yeah, NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR.
Previous winner, Josh Berry.
Oh, it was Josh Berry last year. So there's your 2020, that was your 2025 winner at Vegas last year.
Correct.
Vegas is always a lot of fun because you never know what's going to happen at Vegas.
Oh, by the way, your 4th race that you'll do the recap again for points, Bristol.
Bristol. Woo-hoo-hoo!
So Martinsville and Bristol.
Cannot wait for that.
Martinsville and Bristol are back to back.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. That's interesting. I am glad you brought that up, dude. Yep. And it's interesting because this year could be interesting because Josh Berry's been quiet.
So far.
Could he win it again? That's possible. I've seen it happen. So that is all I have for NASCAR news, believe it or not, because obviously I wrote everything down, obviously. Obviously, I will bring you guys back this next weekend. I'll catch up on Phoenix, get you ready for Darlington. As we do get in, the season gets more and more interesting as we get going. Obviously, right now, a lot of these guys are they're getting warmed up. You know,
it's early still.
It's early. So this is where, the fun comes in, because now we're going to get to see, right now, Hendrick Motorsports has not really showed up at this point of the season. Does Hendrick Motorsports finally show up is, I think, my biggest question. I'm curious to see what happens with Rick Hendrick, because they really haven't had what we would like to say has been a good start to the season. But this always happens with them every year. Mm-hmm. They've never been a spring team. They're right around May, and then
they're definitely a summer team.
They're a summer team. Rick Hendrick's team's just Byron Larson, Elliott. They somehow get their heads out of their ass and win. So that's all I got for NASCAR. So Josh, are you ready to talk about NFL as you're rubbing your hands?
Finally, we get into the fun part for me.
We get the nitty-gritty, which is fun for me because I love NFL free agency. So, obviously...
I'm going to start with this off the rip, though.
Oh, go ahead. Absolutely.
Give me your thoughts on the Max Crosby failed trade.
So, obviously, when I look at what's happened here with... When I look at what's happened with Max Crosby, why did he fail his physical? Okay. What happened? Why'd you fail your physical? That's why the trade fell through. Because you failed your physical. Well,
right.
Why? Why'd you fail your physical?
You rarely hear about people failing physicals.
It's rare. The only one that did was, he was going to come back to the Lions last year. Offensive lineman.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember now.
He failed his physical.
Yeah.
He was going to come here retired, fails physical.
Imagine you're about to retire and you fail your physical.
And fail your physical. Yeah. So we're having fun with NFL free agency. This is always that fun time of the year where we talked about the 2026 season back in almost pretty much our very first episode. And we told you, things are going to change, and our predictions, especially when we get into the summer months, are going to change. Because we do have the free agency going on. We'll have the draft going on soon, here at the end of April. Things are going to change a lot.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through certain teams. We're not going to go through all 32 because I'm not going through all 32. But we're going to look through certain teams. And obviously, we will start with the hometown Cleveland Browns, of course. Obviously, the Browns, they got Zion Johnson. They needed an offensive lineman.
They're still signing offensive linemen, too, as we speak.
$50 million for 3 years for Zion Johnson. That's actually a really good deal. And what I'm looking at right now, this is all virtual of ESPN.com. And these are just some of the top signings. This is not everybody. So we'll just kind of go through, like, the important divisions, tell you some of the bigger signings. Like, obviously...
I've also got the top 100 free agents.
Nice. All right, we'll talk about that here in a minute as well. So, cornerback Jamel Dean is probably going to start in Pittsburgh this next coming season.
Yeah.
Rico Dowdle signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wait, was it you or your wife that had him on your team?
Who?
Rico Dowdle.
I had him.
You did.
Because Kenneth Gainwell's gone.
Yep.
Okay. So that's huge signing Rico Dowdle. I think that might actually fit that Pittsburgh offense nicely.
Oh, it will.
Okay.
It will.
So, obviously,
He'll definitely help Rodgers out a lot.
the Bengals, and we'll get to that in a debacle up here in just a second. The Bengals pick up Boy Mafe from the Seattle Seahawks, okay, to maybe fill a void. And all I'm going to say is a void, okay? We'll get to that void in just a second. Cincinnati's defense, though, I don't think it's going to matter what you do or how you sign them. Their defense is not good. They're going to have a high-powered offense, but it's like their defense is just going to be a wisp in the wind.
They're still going to have O-line issues.
They're still going to have offensive line issues outside of Orlando Brown. Okay, that's it. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, are they going to protect Joe Burrow sometime this week, or is he going to be forced to retire young like Andrew Luck did?
Oh, dude. Oh.
Because he's getting beat up so much. Or is he going to be in a situation like a David Carr? Remember David Carr? Yeah. Drafted by the Houston Texans. Got sacked the most times in the NFL and never played well because he was too gun shy.
He sort of had he sort of had a resurrection year in New Orleans, but that was about it.
Uh-huh. Oh, no. Wrong day. Wrong car. David, not Derek.
Oh, my bad. My bad, guys. My bad.
David, Houston Texan. Derek. Yeah. Now, Derek, on the other hand, I think his brother Derek had a better career overall. But he also had somewhat of a better offensive line when he was playing for the Raiders and the Saints, of course.
Yeah.
But I made that because I just know how much Joe Burrow's gotten the crap beat out of him. And they still did not really address their offensive line any at all.
Now, speaking of that black hole, though, or that hole you were talking about.
Are you ready for that black hole? Because I've got it right here.
So do I. But I'll say it anyway.
I want you to say it.
Now, obviously, he used to play on Cincinnati's defense. He was unhappy just because, guys want money after a bit.
He wanted out.
And he wanted out, too. Trey Hendrickson goes from the Bengals to the Ravens. Right after the Crosby failed physical, they get Trey Hendrickson.
Yep. Tell them how much the years in the contract.
Actually, that one, 4 year. It's a 4-year deal. They didn't. Let's see. Unless you got 4 years, $112 million. That boy got paid.
Definitely got paid. And now you're going to add it to an already good defense.
And it can be worth up to $120 million with incentives.
Yep.
The deal includes $60 million fully guaranteed.
Yep.
$20 million signing bonus.
Yeah, talk about getting paid. Here.
He earned it, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He earned it.
So,
he's no Myles Garrett, but he earned it.
Let's look at the AFC East. Okay. So, the Dolphins do something that we probably thought was going to happen a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to suck up the $95 million that they owe Tua. And they traded Tua. They released Tua.
Yeah.
So they ended up bringing in Malik Willis.
He wasn't a bad backup for Green Bay.
But as he starter material, I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Obviously, everybody knows what Tua's problem was, which was a lot of concussions. But also, again, Dolphins had this issue too.
Yep.
Offensive line.
Yep. So, Malik Willis is a runner. But I think Malik Willis, he's not as turnover prone as Tua is either. Okay.
No.
So let's get that out of the way. But
he's also taller.
Yes. So I don't think it makes the Dolphins better.
No.
Because you cut ties with Tyreek Hill. So now you're expecting Jalen Waddle to be your number one receiver. Jalen Waddle's not number one, he's number two. Period.
He thrives better in number two.
Yep. Now you're going to expect him to step up and be number one. I don't like that. With Malik Willis.
Yeah, with Malik Willis. That's rough, dude. That's rough.
So the Patriots, they had some issues despite going to the Super Bowl.
They did.
They did fix one of their issues. Aaliyah Vera Tucker, interior offensive lineman, brings him over from from the Jets. Like, what is up with this going to your division rival? Like, I don't get this. Okay.
This is where Jets fans are like,
yeah, oh yeah, they're going like this right here. See this? Jets fans are doing this big thing right here.
yeah.
Okay. But that does help solve a lot of their offensive line issues on the interior.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Jets for a minute, because they did make a couple good moves here. They bring in veteran linebacker Demario Davis, and they traded for Micah Fitzpatrick. Now that bolsters a decent defense. Now, granted, they traded Quinn Williams away, their defensive lineman.
They still have sauce though.
No, they don't.
Oh wait,
Thomas Gardner got traded to the Colts.
You're true.
That's why they picked up Micah Fitzpatrick.
My bad.
That's why they picked up Micah Fitzpatrick. So, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Geno Smith went to the Jets. Not saying that's much of a quarterback upgrade, but
hey,
boy, Jets.
Yeah, Jets fans are like, hey, Geno Smith 2.0.
yeah. Like they just got they instead like Justin Fields is a good quarterback, but you went and got Geno Smith, which is no upgrade. Geno Smith's 35 years old.
And again, Brian, what did Justin Fields have a problem with when he was on offense? Offensive line.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm looking at you for. Right. Yeah. You don't play well if you don't have an offensive line.
You just don't. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're at.
Yep.
It's
so
the same thing.
Let's take off to the AFC South. Okay. So Reed Blankenship was with the Eagles. He comes to an already good Texans defense. Texans have a great defense. Now you added Reed Blankenship to that defense.
That's really good.
That defense is going to be nasty next year. Okay, nasty.
I think they'll be top 5.
So we'll move on to the Colts. That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
The Colts re-signed Alec Pierce and traded Michael Pittman Jr. Why? I don't get that. Like, Alec Pierce is good, and I think they signed him to like a 4-year, 112-year million. Like, it was like $100-some million deal.
You know, it's funny though. I do remember seeing the video clip of Pat McAfee.
Oh, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, McAfee dropping the F-bomb live on air.
We love you, Pat McAfee.
As he found out about this trade too, about Pittman going away, but then Alec Pierce
getting the upgrade or getting the pay raise. I don't know if I necessarily like that pay raise or not.
I don't know, man. That's brutal.
So the Jaguars, they got to hang on to one of their top quarterbacks, Matontrick Brown, their 7th-round pick from 22. He is now a starter.
Wow.
They were able to hang on to him, which he played very well.
Honestly,
last season for the Jaguars.
That's their diamond in the rough right there on defense. If you're looking that deep, 7th round, man, that's rare.
So I just found this out, that the Titans signed Wan'Dale Robinson. I didn't know we signed Wan'Dale Robinson.
All you, bud. All you.
I had no idea. Okay. That's a good pick. That's a good pickup. I like Wan'Dale Robinson. I think that's a good pickup. I think Wan'Dale Robinson's good enough to be number 1, number 2. In
4 years and $78 million.
Oh, yeah, Titans love paying for receivers, just to come to die there. That's all there is to it.
Hey.
Look, ask Andre Johnson, ask Randy Moss.
Hey, you're getting a new stadium, though.
Woo! Yeah, it opens in 2028, I think. And it's domed. I hate dome stadiums, but you all know. So, we are...
AFC West.
We're going to go to the AFC West now. This is where things get chippy and interesting. The Broncos decided to give J.K. Dobbins a second chance. Tell me what you think.
Obviously, you and I are Buckeyes fans.
Love J.K. Dobbins.
We loved J.K. Dobbins when he was here. I mean, we'll say it right now, he ran all over Michigan. Now, joking.
Josh's girlfriend's a Michigan fan. We ran all over Michigan.
But joking rivalry aside here, I think he earned every bit of that second chance.
Mm-hmm.
And got hurt. And this guy had him on his fantasy team.
J.K. Dobbins tore it up for me for a little bit until he got hurt, and I had to let him go, which I'm not going to keep an injured running back at that point. But, yeah, we're going to do fantasy football again this year. I'm telling you right now, depending on where he falls, if nobody picks him up, I will probably take J.K. Dobbins again this year. Just because
he's not a bad sleeper.
No, he's a sleeping wide receiver. So here's the deal. the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, we don't know what's going on with Patty Mahomes.
Right.
They let Isaiah Pacheco go. Okay.
Honestly, it's not surprising.
To back up Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit because David Montgomery got traded.
Yep.
David Montgomery went to the Texans. Dang it! That would have been the Titans' chance to get him. I would have loved to have had David Montgomery. Anyway, so what do the Chiefs do? Okay, well, we get rid of Isaiah Pacheco because he's not working out. And obviously, Kareem Hunt was playing very well for them last year.
He was.
But who do they go and get? Let's go steal Kenneth Walker from the Seahawks. Great signing. Oh, what a great signing.
Super Bowl winning running back.
Yep.
Kenneth Walker.
Great signing. Great signing. That's how you bolster a running game.
That's crazy though.
Okay. You probably just made the most massive upgrade. That's upgrade. Okay. Nothing against Pacheco. I think Pacheco's more finesse and he's a receiver than he is a running back.
Yeah.
But getting Kenneth Walker, who's not afraid to take a hit, I think that just bolstered their running game so much. And with knowing who their starting quarterback's going to be up until Patty Mahomes is healthy, you're going to need that running game this point. Because I think Gardner Minshew...
Also, I know it's not mentioned here, but Kelsey is coming back also.
Yeah, his first 14th season.
Yep.
A lot of rumors were swirling he was going to leave, but he decided that he said this might be it.
I think it was a 1 year, $12 to $14 million
He said this is probably it. He said he's probably done after this. The problem that the Chiefs are going to have is what are they going to do life without Patrick Mahomes? Because
who was their backup?
So Gardner Minshew left. Nope. Gardner Minshew left. I don't remember where Gardner Minshew signed, but he didn't sign back to the Chiefs. He's somewhere else. I don't know who their quarterback is. I don't even know where Gardner Minshew signed to because I can't remember where Gardner Minshew signed to. But this is, I want you to look that stuff up. We'll come back to that. So the Raiders and Tyler Linderbaum.
You got to definitely talk about that one.
Agreed on a record deal for center. $81 million over 3 years. Who did Tyler Linderbaum play for?
Ravens.
That's who he played for. Now, when you pick up a center like that, who's an All-Pro, that's what the Raiders needed. They needed an offensive line, and to sit there and do what they're doing, that's crazy. So you obviously have an update.
Yeah, I got these names I don't recognize.
Okay.
So we're Chiefs, by the way, Chiefs with Patty Mahomes injured.
Josh can't even get it out without laughing.
They're both 6'1".
Okay.
So they're actually. Oh, wait. Let me verify this though. They are officially. Oh, they're officially 1 inch shorter than Mahomes.
Woo!
They're both 1 inch shorter.
Okay.
Jake Hayner. I can't really. I don't know.
Don't even know who Jake Hayner is.
Apparently, he played at Fresno State.
Okay.
4 years experience.
Okay.
And Chris Oladokin.
Oladokin who?
He played at South Dakota State.
Okay.
He's got 1 year experience.
Okay.
That's their quarterbacks.
Super.
Dude, that's going to be a rough room.
Super.
I
don't think Patrick Mahomes is supposed to be back until at least halfway through the season.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough go the first half of the season without him.
But if Kenneth Walker does what he's supposed to do, I think they could probably ride that storm. I mean, obviously, Rashid Rice has his off-the-field issues.
He's also injured right now, too.
Who? Rashid Rice?
Yep.
Of course he is. Of course he is. So, we talked a little bit about the Raiders. Now we go to the Chargers. Now, they revamped their offensive line by getting Tyler Badazi? I think that's how you say his name. Right here.
Oh. It looks like
Badazi. Cole Strange and Trevor Penning. All offensive linemen, dude.
We're
talking about bolstering your offensive line.
Herbert needed it.
Herbert needs it a lot. Which is going to help Herbert out a lot. Herbert's got weapons around him. Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnston. Still Keenan Allen, still running. I mean,
He's still going.
He's still cooking. So we'll move on to the NFC side of things. So last year, or last 5 seasons, I know who this is. Jalen Thompson, very good safety for the Cardinals. Moves over and signs with the Cowboys, who need help.
They do.
They need help defensively. They were number 32 against the pass. They need help. So that's always good. So this is stuff that is interesting too. So we're going to stay in the same division. We'll go division by division. The Giants acquired Isaiah Likely.
Ravens.
Yep, former Raven, which is good for Jackson Dart because Jackson Dart needs some receiver help.
That's where you got Wan'Dale Robinson.
But then they decided to lose Wan'Dale Robinson, which may hurt Jackson Dart. We'll see about that. So now the Eagles lost quite a bit here in the offseason. You already heard about one.
Yeah, they did.
The Eagles inked up some one-year deals with Rick Wollen, Johnny Munt. Yeah, Johnny Munt. Johnny Munt. That's how you say it. And
Calcaterra.
And Grant Calcaterra.
Re-signing tight end.
Basically all one-year deals.
Yep.
That's it. Nothing too skirmishy out of the Eagles. That's not really that big of a deal. So they go out, and now the Commanders, they needed help at corner. Bad. So they get Amik Robertson. Amik Robertson's a very good corner, and I think that this is going to be good for him to get a fresh start. Amik Robinson, I think he'll be a good fit with the Commanders. The fact that Marshawn Lattimore is up there in age, and I think they ended up releasing Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
They need secondary help still. The Commanders do. And it depends on the health of Jane Daniels. That's what this all is going to depend on for the Commanders' success. And that's short, sweet, and simple and to the point.
Yeah.
So the Bears. So Drew Delman, who retired.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. They get Garrett Bradbury from the New England Patriots. Okay. Didn't really sign nobody. I'm sure there's ways to say it. But they ended up trading to get another center. Because after their retired one. So the Bears did need a little interior offensive line help to help Caleb Williams be on his feet.
Yeah.
Because Caleb Williams did do a lot of running around. So we move on to the bigger news with the Detroit Lions, and that was the fact David Montgomery gets traded to the Texans for a 5th-round pick, and they bring in Isaiah Pacheco. Downgrade, if you ask me. Who am I? I'm just a dude doing.
Brian, you're going to draft both. You're going to draft both Lions running backs like you did this past year. Don't lie to anybody out there.
I'm not doing that. I'm not getting Pacheco. No, I will try to get David Montgomery. Well, the fact that the Texans let Joe Mixon go.
It's true.
So I think David Montgomery, I think they're going to try and start him. That's what I think is going to happen. I might be surprised, but I think they're going to let him be the number one workloader. That's what I think is going to happen. So let's see. We'll kind of get going here a little bit more. Travis Etienne goes from the Jaguars
to the
Saints to help Alvin Kamara out, an aging Alvin Kamara. I thought that was a big deal. And then the Buccaneers, they get.
Ooh. Speaking of the Buccaneers, though, I can say this.
I
just had it.
The Buccaneers signed Alex Anzalone and Kenneth Gainwell. Now, they need running back help.
Also, Mike Evans, they traded to the 49ers.
I was getting ready to go to the NFC West, too, and you took it.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to say they traded it to him, but yeah, Mike Evans is no longer in Tampa Bay.
Well, we're going to get to that because we're in the NFC West, which is right here. They bring in Mike Evans and Vidarian Lowe. Okay, tackle, Vidarian Lowe. And obviously, Mike Evans, I think, is the big one.
Huge, dude.
Brock Purdy finally gets a number one receiver. Mercifully. Okay?
Now, granted,
I'm a Brock Purdy guy. I don't care what any of you say. I love Brock Purdy.
Now, granted, I can speak to this because it happened to me. I did have Mike Wallace or Mike Evans on my fantasy team.
Mike Wallace is retired. So
yeah.
Okay.
Mike Evans on my fantasy team. He was injured. Unfortunately, he got injured. So he'll be coming off injury too, but
I think Mike Evans will be fine. I think he still plays at a high level. I mean, think about it. I think 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer regardless how this plays out. And he's a Super Bowl champion with Tom Brady. So,
Yep,
you know.
yes, he is.
So the Seahawks bring back Rashid Hasheed.
I don't know.
That they brought back, that they brought back, that they traded for the Saints to get.
Yep.
Okay.
And Josh
Joby. Yep. So, and then we'll go back up a little bit. The Rams get Tyler Higbee and safety Cam Curl. Okay. And then the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals have been one of the more interesting teams of the offseason.
They cut Kyler Murray.
They decided to finally cut ties with Kyler Murray. I think they're going to go with Jacoby Brissett. Kyler
Murray, by the way, signed with Minnesota.
Yes, they did. Yep.
And Minnesota got him for cheap because Arizona is paying him to play for. Arizona is basically paying Kyler Murray to play for Minnesota.
Yep. Means that what that tells you, that means that either Minnesota doesn't trust J.J. McCarthy.
They don't.
Which I'm starting to think they don't, because they're going to start Kyler Murray.
I thought I heard Jefferson wanted out of Minnesota now.
I've been hearing a lot of rumors about that. The Cardinals, but they did make some moves. They bring in a very valid wide receiver in Kendrick Bourne. Okay. Kendrick Bourne's good. He played well for the 49ers last year.
He did.
And Tyler Algier backed up Bijan Robinson.
He did.
Okay. And Isaac Sumalo, yeah. That's a guard. So Cardinals did make some moves. Okay. But my problem that I have with this whole situation with this now is the problem that I have with it is, are you relying on Jacoby Brissett to be your guy?
Sounds like they are.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm okay with that or not.
They might, well, unless they draft somebody.
So, Josh, you brought this up before we got into the free agency thing.
Yes.
You want to talk about some of the 100 players that either were available or have signed with teams. Yeah. So we can actually get into that. And there's some of these guys we've already brought up and mentioned. Yeah. Obviously, the number one guy that was available was Trey Hendrickson, and he signed with the Ravens. Okay, inked that 4-year deal.
Yep.
So obviously Tyler Labrum leaves the Ravens, goes to the Rams. Jalen Phillips leaves the Philadelphia Eagles for the Panthers on a 4-year deal. Panthers have a good young defense, so
they do.
I like it. Alec Pierce, this one I still can't understand. I still don't understand it, and I'll probably never understand it. But then what do? They trade Michael Pittman to the Steelers. Okay, so now you just help the Steelers out, because now the Steelers have DK and Michael Pittman, which means now we have to figure out who we're going to guard. Are we going to guard Michael Pittman, or are we going to guard DK Metcalf? No.
That'll make Aaron Rodgers happy.
Yeah. So the Panthers get Rasheed Walker. Okay. Offensive tackle. Yep. As I'll go ahead and slide through these. Odafe Owe was with I'm trying to think of who he was with. With the Rams. No, with the Chargers. I'm sorry. And he went to the Commanders. Wow, what a change. AFC to NFC. Wow.
He went from a contender to a
So Braden Smith goes to the Texans, which is pretty good. But here it is again. Colts to Texans.
Yeah. Here's your team coming up.
Yeah, I was okay with John Franklin Myers. John Franklin Myers actually was really, really good with the Broncos last season. Okay.
They signed him with a 3-year deal.
Yeah, he signed with us. Oh, we got Alontae Tyler. We got Alontae Taylor, too. Where was he from? It looks like he was with the Saints. And we got him. Okay, that's cool. Quay Walker goes from the Packers to the Raiders. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know about that life decision.
Rick Woolen.
You just talked about this guy.
Yep, he went to Philly. Obviously, the big one about Mike Evans. That one I thought was huge. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting into some of the other ones. Tremaine Edmonds Giants. Yeah, after playing in Chicago, he decided to take off and go play for the Giants, which is good. I mean, you're playing alongside Brian Burns. Cool. Jalen Watson goes from the Kansas City Chiefs to the Los Angeles Rams, and then they re-signed him. The Rams did.
Yeah, not bad.
Obviously, we know about Malik Willis. We know about Kenneth Walker. Devin Lloyd.
He went to the Panthers also.
He went to the Panthers to add to that very good young defense. Obviously, we talked about Kyler Murray. We talked about Isaiah Likely. Oh, here we go. Romeo Doubs goes from the Packers to the Patriots.
That might not be a bad signing even for the Patriots, actually.
So, Brian Cook goes to the Bengals from looks like the Kansas City Chiefs. That Kansas City didn't need to lose that, trust me. Let's see. Juwan Jennings. The 2025 team is still San Francisco, and it looks like he is still a free agent. No one has picked him up quite yet. Let's see. If you see somebody that you want to talk about, just go ahead and go with it. That Isaac, a former Steelers guard. Now I know who he is.
Oh, hey. This'll
Go ahead.
This may or may not break Brad's heart. I doubt it. Greg Newsome went to the Giants. He used to play for the
Greg Newsome went to the Giants, huh?
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh, he was traded to the Jaguars first from the Browns on the 8th of October, so it wasn't really
that big one. Deal. Taylor Decker getting released by the whatchamacallit?
The Lions.
The Lions.
Yep.
He's a free agent, and somebody will pick him up. Which the Titans can pick him up. I like Taylor Decker.
Stephon Diggs for all his off-field issues.
Yeah, I don't think somebody's picking him up. Joey Bosa. Now, I'll tell you something. Joey Bosa's had an injury-prone career, but he played very well with the Bills last season.
He did, actually.
I'm actually shocked that the Bills did not retake him. I am shocked by that.
He averaged 36.3 snaps.
Right. Obviously, we know about Wan'Dale. Nobody, believe it or not, has picked up Joel Bitonio yet.
Wow.
That one's surprising.
Oh, well, also there's rumors that he may or may not retire as well.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
That's probably why.
So,
your wife will be happy with this one. Jaquan Brisker, safety, signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, nice. Jaquan Brisker.
1 year, $5.5 million deal.
So, Kobe Bryant. I remember this guy. He went to the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Very good safety. I mean, this one I thought was big. Nakobe Dean left the Eagles to go to the Raiders.
Yeah, I remember when they drafted him, too. I thought that was a steal.
Obviously, Kenneth Gainwell. Obviously, we talked about Alex.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
We still, Rodgers still is a free agent.
Because we don't know if he's going to play or not. He hasn't said yet. So, Kevin Byard, former Tennessee Titan, he went from the Bears to the Patriots, which is cool. I'm all right with that. Jamel Dean looks like he left the Buccaneers to go to the Steelers. Jamel Dean's a good corner. Very good corner.
Obviously, Kirk Cousins is still a free agent.
Boogie Cousins is a free agent. Jalen Thompson obviously went to the Cowboys.
Hey, your old disappointing boy Deebo Samuel is a free agent.
Yeah, Deebo. I'm curious to see where Deebo Samuel goes. So I'm curious about that. Bradley Chubb goes from obviously getting let go by the Dolphins to the Bills. Oh, jeez. Jeez almighty.
Hey, former Buckeye, though. Draymond Jones goes to the Patriots.
You saw that, too. Obviously,
on a 3-year deal.
To turnover Vailoa went to the Falcons. David Njoku still a free agent. I don't think that lasts. I think he ends up going somewhere.
No, he's going somewhere.
Cade Otton, former Buccaneers, he went back to the Buccaneers.
Wow.
Yep, Buccaneers re-signed him. Dre Greenlaw went to the 49ers, or the 49ers bring back Dre Greenlaw. Yep. Demario Davis leaves
You talked about that, right?
Yeah. Wyatt Teller's still a free agent. Okay. Marcus Mariota signs a 1-year deal with the Commanders.
He's gonna back up.
He's gonna back up Jay Daniels again, like he did last year. So I'm starting to see Jonathan Allen. This one was huge. Jonathan Allen went to the Bengals. Okay. This is huge because Jonathan Allen got traded from the Commanders to the Vikings. Had a pretty good year with the Vikings. Then he's going to Cincinnati, which may bolster Cincinnati up quite a bit.
Your team's old boy Kevin Zeitler.
Kevin Zeitler, he's 36. I got a bad feeling. I want to see where Cam Jordan goes. I want to see if anybody picks him up. He's never been a free agent up until now. And that dude averages 10 sacks a year. So he's not gonna stay.
Hollywood Brown is not with the Chiefs anymore.
Yeah, the Browns got Quincy Williams. Steelers have Jonnu Smith's a free agent. Jonnu Smith's a very good tight end too.
He's not bad either.
Right. So I mean, John Hargrave, he went to the Packers.
Bobby Wagner.
There's
a name, dude.
He'll get signed. Trust me. He'll get signed.
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs. I'm serious to see where Trayvon Diggs
Look
goes.
at you, Davion Clowney, the last guy.
Yep. I don't think he goes anywhere. So obviously, that was actually a lot of fun. So obviously, we talked a lot about all the free agents that we have been or signed. Now, obviously, we will do another preview of the 2026 season after the draft, and we will probably do a draft special, like the weekend before. We'll see who we think's going to go where.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do a top 32 mock draft. Just the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll do 32. We'll do 32.
Yeah.
Or, well, it might not be in 30 depending on trades and stuff like that. So that ends up, that's that. That's all free agency. Obviously, news notes, you can obviously look those up, NFL.com, or
ESPN,
you can, ESPN,
Fox.
CBS, Fox, it's all up there. So we got one more thing to get through, but we're going to take a break. We'll come back. MLB 2026 preview. And then we're going to add something at the tail end of it that we'll talk about for next weekend's show. And we will talk to you about next weekend's show. Fill you in on what you need to know for next weekend's show. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back. More Sports Junkies coming right back here in just a few minutes with Brian and Josh. Hang out.